Our guest tonight is Mr. Gary McCabe, and Gary embarked on his journey of cross-cultural human development and healing in 1975. During his college years, he collaborated with anthropologist Dr. A.K. Pillai in field studies spanning India, Europe, and America. His exploration extended to realms where he trained under accomplished teachers and earned certifications in Qigong, applied Qigong therapy, and massage therapy. He furthered his education through personal mentorship with masters of yoga, meditation, indigenous healing, and internal martial arts. I am delighted to present to you Gary McCabe.
So Qigong, what is it? There's so many different kinds of Qigong. The word itself means Qi, means life force, and Gong means a way to develop that life force. And it not only means life force, but awareness and life force are inextricably connected, right? So if you change your energy, you change your awareness. So Qigong is kind of a modern word, 1950s or so. It was used before that. It was called Daoyin, Neigong. There are all these different words and different subtle meanings and some very obvious differences. But I won't get into all that. There are hundreds and hundreds of different styles of Qigong. But tonight, what I would like to do for you is give you a kind of a key to learning these arts and a way to delve into the energetic basis of all of them. So we want to get into the vital energy, the astral, which would be called Qi, and the mental energies, and the causal realm, and beyond that to the spiritual light. And what I'm giving you is mostly from one person, Mark Rasmus, who's kind of studied a lot of Hermetics, and he combined that understanding with Qigong. And I find it very effective and very direct. And there's some other techniques I want to give you, and they're interactive. So it's partner work. If you don't want to do it, that's fine, but if you do, you'll get a lot more benefit. So I'd like to share with you a really accelerated way to feel these energies and have these experiences and understand these different levels. This is based on over 40 years of my research and experience, so I really want to give you something that is useful, okay? So first of all, there's many, many principles in Qigong, but one of the first ones is that energy flows where your attention goes. So energy flows where your attention goes, okay? So, and there's another principle that whatever you focus on, you magnify. So those two principles are big, right? You buy a certain car, right? And suddenly you see that car all over the road, right? That's a common experience. So what I'd like to give you an experience directly of how this energy works. So if you could just put your hands on your lap, perhaps, and focus all your attention on your left hand. Feel your left hand as deeply as you can, as if it's the most interesting thing in the universe, your left hand, okay? That's your entire world. Feel the pulsation of the blood, feel the weight of it, the difference between the palm and the back, where your nails connect to the skin. Really dive into your experience of your left hand. Can you feel the bones? Can you feel each finger individually? All right, now notice, how does your left hand feel compared to your right hand? And I like this to be a very interactive experience. So just say what you feel. Like, just feel free to call out. Tell me what your experience is. How does
Heavier.
heavier? Yes. Pulsing. Warmer. Tingling, perhaps, right? Things like that. So what just happened? All you did was put your mind on it, right? Just your attention. So isn't that interesting? Right? Now, what possible use could that have in your life if you think about it? Healing, exactly. And also, you're not thinking about other things, ruminating or anything like that. You're just focused on that. So that's a very powerful thing that's used in Qigong very extensively. How to master your focus and your energy. And there's some really important guidelines. One of them is not to try too much. Because if you try too much, it kind of shuts it off. You become tense. So one of the keys is, how do you learn to have intention without tension? How do you learn to have attention and not tense intention? So the difference between a flashlight that's broad and one that's laser, so it's the balance between the two. Learning that is part of Qigong as well. Okay, so that's an interesting thing. And in life as well, that can have a tremendous impact on your well-being, just understanding that. Because if I say, okay, focus on an object in the room somewhere, if you would, please, and just focus on an object, and when you focus on it, notice you're concentrating, but notice your forehead. Do you have tension between your eyebrows? Right? So often we do that. We add tension. So learning to look at something or focus on something without that tension, that takes practice, and that takes relearning, perhaps. And that's part of Qigong as well. All right, so I would like to show you something kind of strange. The power of your mind to affect your body, and in a visual way, so you can really see this. So there's a line on the bottom of your wrist, and if you line up both of them, and put your hands together, and notice which hand is bigger, the fingers of which hand are bigger. Notice exactly how much more they are. Make sure you get it right. Most people have one hand that's a little bit bigger, right? Okay, the hand that is smaller, keep that up. Put the longer one down. So this is the shorter one you have up, right? All right, if you want to try this, imagine the fingers of this hand are growing up to the ceiling. And you're relaxing, but stretching, growing, visualize, feel, sense that it's growing up to the ceiling, touching the ceiling. And your fingers are growing beyond the ceiling, all the way out to the top of the roof. And now you feel the night air, and it's a little cool, and your fingertips are feeling up there. And then they keep growing, higher and higher, up to the clouds. Relax your hand, keep growing and growing. Feel it, sense it. Okay, remeasure. What did you find? The groove. For some people, maybe some people didn't, but isn't that interesting? Now, for those, maybe if it didn't work for you, let's try this. Put them and keep them together and look right at them. And look at the one that's longer. And keep your hands here. And just say to yourself, to that hand, shorter, 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 shrinking, 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 shorter, shorter, shrinking, 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 shorter, shorter, shorter. Shake out your hand. So that's the power of your mind, right? How powerful is that? So that's something you could use at your next party. What does that do for you? Does that makes you up? Yeah. It's like the power is real, right? Yeah. So, all right. Another principle that we use a lot in Qigong is how deeply can you feel the inside of your body? So we call it interoception, right? Interoception, perception inside. Many traditions, many meditative traditions, yoga, Tibetan Buddhist, all kinds, all over the world, focus on different centers, chakras, energy centers, etc. One of the things they have in common is feeling the body deeply. So when I say feeling the body inside, if you think back to when you were a child, how acutely did you sense everything? Your senses were so alive, right? So you really felt things. But as we get older, we tend to, have you noticed there's a little bit of a numbing process? You don't feel as much, Like if I say, can you feel your third toe right now? It's like, maybe if I look at it and wiggle it a little bit. So, there's a process that changes over time, but we can regain some of that. And that, when you feel deeply inside your body, it changes things. Just like when you focus on your hand or when you grew it. When you put your attention inside your body, you start to shift things. Because the mind and body are not really separate, right? They're deeply connected and probably really one thing. But as you focus, if you would just focus on your body for a moment, just feel your feet, feel your lower legs, just notice how deeply can you feel your knees, your thighs, just feel inside. Your hips, your belly, your lower back, your torso, your chest, your upper back, your shoulders, arms, hands, your neck, your head. See if you can feel your whole body all at once. And see if you can maintain awareness of your body. So this awareness can go deeper and deeper and deeper. But what's required is this calm awareness that has less thought. When you focus on your body, do you notice you have less thought? It slows down your mind a bit, right? And that can be taken to a very deep level. But to assist you in this, I want to show you how to activate your energy channels called meridians in Chinese medicine. So for this part, if I could have you stand up for a moment, if you want to, you don't have to. And then if you put your arm out, palm up, and you brush from your shoulder to your fingertips, you're actually activating 3 energy channels: the heart meridian, the pericardium meridian, and the lung meridian on this side. 9 times is what we usually do on the same arm. And when you're done with that, turn that same arm over and brush up. And now you have the large intestine channel, it's something called triple warmer, and the small intestine. So just by doing this with loving attention, you're sending a message to your cells, but you're also activating your meridians, 6 meridians. Now, if you now relax and notice for a moment, how does that arm feel compared to the other arm? Feel the difference? Longer, different, right? Energized, right? Yeah. Maybe some people feel lighter, some people feel heavier. So everybody has a different experience, but the energy is activated. So now we do the other side. So palm up and brush down. This, by the way, is the yin side of the body, and the back is the yang. So 9 times. And then when you're ready, turn over and brush up. And this simple meridian tune-up, you might say, can be not only affect you physically, but also mentally and emotionally. So now relax and notice how both arms feel, and how do your shoulders feel?
Relaxed.
Right? Interesting. Now the legs, I don't know if you feel comfortable doing the legs with the chairs in front, but I'll just show you in case you want to know. It's the side and back of your legs down, and then the inner legs up. Which you could do this sitting if you like. Side and back down, and the inner up. Give yourself a moment to feel. Now, a very interesting point is in line with your belly button on the spine, on both sides of that point. If you rub that vigorously, that will warm your body up. Anybody cold? Want me to show you how it warms you up? So may I touch this area? Is that okay? Okay, not much. What do you feel? Relaxed and warmer, yeah. You're welcome. Hot. What cools you? Put your fingers like this. This is called sword hand, and point to the floor. This is for if you're hot. If you're cold, don't do that. And then just focus on, like beams going down, and you'll feel cooling after a while. Mm-hmm. You're changing, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, yin, yang, everything has a polarity, everything has a connection. One becomes the other. There's this yin and yang concept. It's big in, of course, Chinese medicine and Qigong. And basically, the front of the body is more yin, the back is more yang. A lot of animals have a soft belly, right? And they have maybe fur in the back, or even a shell. So the front is more sensitive in general. So this is the yin, that's yang. So, and then it goes deeper and deeper. So each organ has a yin-yang pairing, each meridian has a yin-yang, etc., etc. So, but I don't want to get too much just into theory. I want to give you practical techniques, okay? Because this way you can really use it in your life, I think. Okay, so now I want to switch to the topic of fascia. The fascia is connective tissue, right? From head to toe. Wraps around everything, through everything, right? All the organs, the muscles, bones, everything has fascia, even the brain, all the organs have fascia. It's like a web, a network. Right? It's almost like spider webs, something, maybe something more pleasant than that, you might think. But it's 7 years ago, they found out that the fascia has liquid inside of it. They never knew that because they didn't have the technology to see inside of a living body. But then they discovered there's this web that connects everything, and it's got liquid inside of it. And now they're saying that it's a sensory organ, and it receives information much more quickly than the nervous system. So they think now that it's, and this is all new research, that it's like affecting like our ability to know where we are in space, which is called proprioception, right? Where our joints in space, proprioception. So it tells us a lot of information. But years ago, they just took that out, discarded it sometimes, and they didn't see any importance to it. However, more and more people think that perhaps this network has a lot to do with the energy flow in the body, that it conducts energy. And it could explain the whole meridian system, or at least one level of it, called the sinew meridians, or the sinew channels, really. So this system that goes throughout the body, many of the Tai Chi and different martial arts and things like called internal martial arts, they have some amazing abilities to do things, but it doesn't look like they're using any effort. And it's like, well, how can they get this power, this ability, when they're very relaxed? And they would say, well, we don't lift weights for this power, we train the fascia. And it's very interesting to train the fascia because you feel different. There's a concept called tensegrity. It's like a drop of water has a certain surface tension that keeps it in a shape, right? This is kind of idea that so the body, if we're mostly liquid, we're not just bones resting on bones, but the liquid that's filling can be accessed to let that distribute your weight into your fascia. Does that make any sense? So, in other words, we're not just weighed down by our bones. We can be filled in with energy and this liquid, where there's a way to access it. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to try to do that. So, let me see. Okay. One of the ways to do it is take one arm and stretch it out. And if you focus on the joints, imagine there's a bubble inside your joint, like you're creating space in your joint, right? Or you're pumping it up with some kind of gel in your shoulder. And then you create space inside your elbow. And there's 8 bones in the wrist, create space in between all the bones. And between the knuckles. Okay, just doing that. Relax that arm. How does that arm feel compared to the other arm? Right? So we sent the chi into the joints. So the idea that the joints wear out, and that's the only thing that they do, it's not the way the Taoists would look at it. It's that you can fill them with energy and help them, right? So let's do it with the other arm. So imagine you're filling the joint with bubbles or whatever works for you. Some kind of gel. Use your creative imagination. Your elbows. Fill it up. Your wrist, the 8 bones. Your knuckles. And now relax. There's another level we can also play with, is imagine your arm is like shooting out water like a fire hose and moving and with that idea that your water or like your fingertips are flashlights and moving in different directions, extending all around, and then relax. And you'll feel that effect, right? And then the same with the other arm. Do the same with the other arm, all the way around. So working with the fascia, the joints help control the opening of the fascia, right? And you've noticed how different it feels, right? Isn't that kind of amazing? You know, very different from just going to physical therapy and doing exercises, right? Very different. And so now there's kind of a shortcut to learning how to feel the fascia that I want to give you. But so for this, it would be best if we stand up and maybe have a partner. So what I'd like to help you feel is the fascia, right? So how do you feel it? If I just go like this, I'm sliding my hand on your skin, that's not feeling the fascia. If I grab too tight, that's feeling the muscle and bone, that doesn't work. But if I hold the skin so that I stretch it, right, one way or the other, I don't move the hand, I keep it in place, but I stretch a little bit. Now I'm working on your fascia. Yeah, see what I'm doing? I'm not sliding, I'm holding. So try that. You can even do it to yourself if you wanted to, like this. But try that. You'll feel it, that it's a layer, right? Isn't that interesting? So don't slide over the skin, keep in the same spot, but you're stretching the skin and kind of bunching it up. Stretch it and bunch it up. And that's the fascial level. If it's too tight, it's the muscle level. You don't want the muscle level. You got it? Any questions? You got it?
Sure.
Can I show you? So if I go like that, slide. This is the fascia. See? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So everybody got it? Yeah. So don't. Can I show you? So don't see. I don't slide on the skin. Right? I keep the skin, but now I'm stretching. You feel that underneath, right? Yeah. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. Your ability to focus on your body. Remember when I told you about that? So now can I focus on different joints of your body? Is it right? Okay, I'm going to focus on your right shoulder. And I'm going to imagine that there's a ribbon from my hand to your right shoulder, and I'm gently going to pull it and push it. Pull it and push it. You feel it? Then I'm going to put my mind into your right shoulder blade and your left shoulder. Right? And your left shoulder blade. I'm putting my mind in your right hip joint and your left hip joint. Right? And your right knee and your left knee. Your right ankle and your left ankle. And relax. And then I'm going to do that on the other side if that's okay with you. So I won't say it, I'll just do it. So 1. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is feel inside your whole body and focus on your fascia and breathe into it. Feel like you're sending energy into it. And you'll feel it more than you've ever felt it in your life. You'll feel like you're filling up with something, right? Isn't that amazing? So thank you. That's a real shortcut. So did you see what I did?
Does it with the physical touch, to be able to use the mind and touch the
There's different levels, so you can. So this is to do it without touching requires a lot more. Ability to control your energy and stuff. But you can. But this is a really good way to get into that. And can I try something on you? Because you're a big guy. So don't let me pull you. Don't let me pull you. All right? All right? See? So I didn't use muscle. I used your fascia. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, there you go. So,
Thank you.
so that could be used for many things. For healing, though, too. For healing, that's what we're focused on. I just want to show you. I had a feeling. Because, because I'm used to doing this, my mind, because I'm used to doing it, so my mind goes there, but, so if I use, so that's the next level. Yes. So, let's do this level first.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. I think that, yeah, it has a lot to do with your. So, does fibromyalgia have a lot to do with your fascia? Right? Yeah. Yes, I would say. I'm not a doctor, but I would say yes. Because the fascia goes through everything, right? And it wraps around everything, in between everything. So, can I just a little bit on you? So, did you all do it on each other? Did you have any questions? Yes. Like this. Just do it to yourself. Try that. So, I'm going to focus on where you have pain. Relax. Sending energy to your left shoulder. You feel it? So, after you've done that, right, on both arms to one person, then the important thing is to tell them to stand there and breathe into their fascia. Feel like your fascia and your whole body is like a dry sponge dropped into warm water, and breathe and let that fill up with energy. So that's an important step. All right, do that, please. And then you'll really feel something interesting. Interesting? Do you feel energy like you've never felt in a different way? Right? So, now that you've felt something like that, now just do this. Breathe in and lift your hands up. And breathe out and drop. Breathe in. Float your hands. Breathe out, sink. Breathe in and float. Breathe out and sink. And does that feel a lot different than it normally would? Because now you're recruiting this other system, right, that you didn't know you could activate. So this was kept secret, what I'm sharing with you, this kind of stuff. Okay, so you can have a seat for a sec. So the vital level, right, which has to do with the fascia, which also has to do with nature, connecting with nature. So if you do this first, and then you go out by a tree and you connect with the energy of the tree, you'll start to feel that much more powerful. Of course, there's certain things I can show you to really connect even more. But right now we're here, so I want to show you something else. So when you feel that, now just feel your whole body. Just take a moment and feel. As you sense into your body, with your mind and your whole body, with that calm awareness. Do you notice you're able to go a little deeper? Do you feel like you can feel something else? So with practice, you will notice a very big difference from doing this stuff with a partner. And then, the stretching with the joints. Another interesting thing is, so to go to the next level, I just want to give you this before we do the break. The next level is from the vital energy to the astral energy, which is the emotional field, right? Emotional energy. So, and that's the vital is the etheric, which is closer to your body. The astral is a little further, right? 1 to 2 feet. So to get to that level, so that requires, if you could stand up again. So here's the thing that I wish I knew 40 years ago. So when you breathe in, open your arms, and you breathe out and close. Now do this in a way that is very comfortable. So you're not straining, you're not following me, you're following you. What works for you? What's comfortable? Breathing in and breathing out. So my hands are moving as if my lungs are making the move, right? Okay, that's the normal way to do it. Now, to go to the astral level, all you need to do is breathe in and pause for a second, and breathe out and pause for a second. Very briefly. So breathing in and pausing, and breathing out and pausing. Keep doing that in a way that is extremely comfortable, pleasant, easy. And you'll notice your muscles start to relax and soften. Your mind starts to calm. And this enables you to go beyond space. No, beyond time, sorry. Beyond time. You start to lose track of time. Because now you're in a different realm. And if you just play with your hands, like feel the energy between your hands, you'll notice something we call hands in honey feeling, like energy, more palpable, much more palpable, right? When you do this. So the key is this. Breathe in and pause, breathe out and pause. Your muscles will soften, your mind will calm, your emotions will get more balanced. And then this is the energy that's of doing Tai Chi when you're in this energy field. So that's one of the keys to really calming down and softening the body. Did you feel it? And okay, you can sit down for a second. I want to share with you a little. Yeah.
I'm not going to say the question when I say because I'm feeling lost. But when you're doing that, are you picturing or trying to activate the vital force before the pause, and then when you go to the pause, you're trying to activate the active field?
You're just doing it and relaxing. And you're not trying to think of anything. You just breathe in and pause, breathe out and pause. And it happens by itself. That's all you need to do.
And then you sort of.
You melt. So then, so what you can do with it, I was going to show you something. So with a partner, right, if you split up, and so if I go to that level, you know, and then you're already moving, right? Feel like. So we can transmit, we resonate each other, right? So now if I wanted to use that for healing, what's a emotion that you want to feel? Or a thought? Calmness. So if I'm in that state, so I'm sending you that calmness feeling through your fascia and through your astral field. Yeah. And it becomes a very powerful way to, help each other. So, but always, of course, positive thoughts when you're doing that. Yeah. Yes.
Can it relieve pain?
It can go a long way to helping, yes, because you notice as you did it, right? You breathe and pause. Did you feel yourself softening more and more and more and more? And it can just keep going as you do that. It's amazing. It's the key. But like I said, many of these things were kept secret.
When you just did partner work, would you be holding, the grip would be similar to what you were doing with the fascia? Or is the grip different?
It's much lighter. So, yes.
Who kept them secret?
They.
Ooh, yeah, good question. I'll have a list at the end. Maybe that was a good time for a break. Okay? And then we'll start again.